Welcome to Quality Control Specialist. We are excited to have you as part of our ever-improving team. During your employment with QCS, you will not only be asked to inspect life-saving devices, but become empowered to make changes and improve your work environment daily. We are supporters of lean manufacturing and the results it produces. You will learn the elements of lean that apply to your position and be expected to use those elements as tools to achieve continuous improvement. Here are a few of the rules and standards you will need to know to get started. These are not only QCS rules and standards, but also auto leave rules and standards. Please listen carefully and write down any questions you may have. Failure to comply with any of these rules and standards could result in termination or removal from the building. Employees working in areas that require personal protective equipment will receive the necessary equipment on their first day. It will be your responsibility to keep track of these items. Replacements will only be given bi-monthly or as your current equipment is worn out. If you need to replace your equipment more frequently, you will be responsible to pay for it. PPE includes, but is not limited to, safety glasses, gloves, hearing protection, steel toe caps, and wristostats. Cell phones are allowed in the building for your personal use during breaks. Cell phones cannot be used when walking any of the blue or red walkways through the production floor. It is also never okay to take photos or video while in the plant. Cell phones are allowed to be used during working hours for music purposes only, with a few restrictions. You may only wear one earbud. Headphone-style devices, similar to Beats, are not allowed. Music cannot be loud enough that someone standing next to you can hear it. We recommend airplane mode so you are not tempted by incoming calls, text, or social media alerts. Cell phones are also allowed to be used during business hours to contact your supervisor if necessary. You may not realize it, but cell phones generate static electricity, which could potentially set off the inflator in the airbag. These inflators are just like holding a pipe bomb. The outcome would not be pretty. So please, for your safety, keep your cell phone on airplane mode and in your pocket at all times. You will be required to check in and out of security each time you enter and leave the building. This is done by using a computer system located in the guard shack on the west side of the building. On your first day in the plant, you will trade your safety test for a temp badge and have your picture taken for your own badge. Before you go home on your first day, please check yourself out on the computer and return the temp badge to security. After a few weeks of employment, you will be issued your own hard magnetic badge. Once you are issued your own hard badge, you are welcome to use any of the badge indoors your badge has access to, and you will not be required to come through the guard shack anymore. Once you receive your own badge, you are responsible to bring it with you to the plant each day. If your badge is lost or forgotten, security will not let you in the building. You will have to go home and find it. If you lose your badge, you will be responsible to pay $5 to have it replaced. Security will only reissue a lost badge once. After that, you will not be allowed in until you find the old one. While in the building, badges must be worn above your waist and on your person at all times. This means if you take your jacket or your apron off and your badge is attached, you must remove it from that item and attach it to your person again. Badges cannot be worn on backpacks, purses, etc. Each facility is assigned their own site manager. On your first day, you will be informed of who this person is should you need them. However, you should report to your direct supervisor for any questions or concerns. If there is ever anything you don't feel comfortable addressing with your shift supervisor, your site manager is always available. Vehicle traffic outside the plant must follow all posted speed limits. The speed limit is 10 miles per hour unless otherwise posted. Do not park in auto leave visitor, auto leave reserved, or handicap stalls. Vehicle traffic inside the plant is restricted to a 5 miles per hour speed limit. Inside the plant, vehicles have the right of way in any area off the blue walkway. Please use caution when crossing traffic areas and be alert to your surroundings. Safety is everyone's responsibility while in the plant. When walking behind vehicles, make sure they know you're there. Yell in their direction, "Behind you!" Or even better, make sure you have eye contact with the driver before proceeding. Any vehicle-related accident or near miss should be reported to your shift supervisor immediately. Your work dress code is not intended to be fashionable, but functional and safe. Employees should wear jeans, a t-shirt, and tennis shoes. Jeans must cover your underwear at all times and have no rips or tears. Leggings, sweatpants, and pajama bottoms are not allowed. In the facilities where shorts and capris are allowed, they must be work appropriate. Shorts need to at least reach the top of your knee. Shorts and capris are only allowed in the Ogden Auto Leave. Acceptable t-shirts must cover your shoulder, upper arm, and stomach area. No low-cut shirts will be allowed. Your chest and back need to be modestly covered. If your shirt falls 4 fingers length below your collarbone, chances are it's too low. Shirts made of sheer or lace material are also not allowed. You must wear closed-toe shoes that completely cover the top of your foot. Ugg-style boots and slippers are not allowed. QCS recommends a pair of comfortable tennis shoes with good support. You will be standing for 8 hours, so please make sure you are wearing something comfortable to avoid fatigue on other parts of your body. Clothing cannot be embellished with any kind of sequins, rhinestones, or appliques. If you can run your finger over it and feel it's there, probably don't wear it. No jewelry of any kind is allowed on the production floor, even if it cannot be seen. This means tongue, toe, belly, and button rings. QCS will provide you with an inspection apron or smock where they are required. Please do not wear these aprons and smocks into the lunchroom. We do not want food or drinks being spilled on it, and then that spill being transferred to a part. Please keep these aprons clean and professional. The building fluctuates temperature throughout the day. Wear clothing that is manageable in all temperatures. Because we are the last hands to touch this material before the customer receives it, it is critical that your hands, clothing, and gloves are clean. Lotion or any other greasy chemicals cannot be worn while you are inspecting parts. For your safety, we recommend long hairs pulled back when working on the production lines. If your hair falls over your shoulders when you lean over, it's a good idea to pull it back. Also, your hair should be worn in a way that does not obstruct your vision and doesn't tempt you to play with it during your shift. Any device that produces a spark or flame. Yes, that means lighters, matches, and the ever-popular e-cigs. We'll discuss your options for smoking in a minute. Cameras and film, audio-video recording equipment, firearms and ammunition, alcoholic beverages, illegal drugs, and controlled drugs not prescribed to you. If you are a smoker, please listen carefully. This smoking policy applies to those of you who use e-cigarettes or use chewing tobacco. Smoking is only allowed in designated areas on the property. This means no smoking in your car, in the parking lot, or surrounding areas. These areas are clearly marked and are located close to break and lunchroom facilities. If you are caught smoking in any other area on the property, you will be asked to leave and will not be allowed to return. Remember, lighters, matches, and e-cigarettes are not allowed in the building. Autoleave has provided some small lockers near the smoking area that you can use to store your smoking necessities. If you are unable to obtain one of these lockers, your stuff will need to stay in your car. I know this causes some inconvenience, but it is an Autoleave policy and you are expected to follow it. Any chemical or substance that is taken into the building is required to have pre-approval and an MSDS sheet. If you have any abnormal medications that you need to keep on your person at all times, please let your site rep know so that they can help you get the required information. Any common medications such as ibuprofen, Benadryl, insulin, etc. are fine to bring in, but must be kept secured in your locker. If you would rather leave stuff like this in your car, Autoleave Security does have medications for sale in the guard shack for around 50 cents. Any chemical, substance, or medication that you bring into the building, you are responsible to clean up should it spill. This includes bodily fluids such as spit and blood. If you find a chemical you did not spill and you don't know what it is, please do not touch it. Contact security for the proper cleanup. We frequently find blood on parts we are inspecting. An auto leave associate working on the lines will cut their finger and not realize it, handle the part, and pass it to us. Please use caution when handling these parts. Let the AMT on your line know immediately and the part must be replaced. If you think you may have touched something that makes you uncomfortable, please ask for coverage on your line so you can go wash and sanitize your hands. All injuries must be reported to your shift supervisor and/or site manager as soon as they happen. You will never be punished for getting hurt while at work, but we need to know so we can make sure you and your coworkers are safe and the proper medical care has been received. Waiting to report injuries could affect the outcome of a workers' compensation claim. Whenever you perform any work inside the building that involves welding, grinding, or any other spark/heat generation, you will need to obtain a hot works permit. You will not be asked to do any work like this without being trained. In the event of an evacuation, you are to exit the building as quickly as possible using the nearest escape route. Your shift supervisor will go over escape routes with you during your training. Once you exit the building, you need to meet your QCS shift supervisor and management team in the designated area. Please do this as quickly as possible. Do not stop to talk with friends. We need to know you're safe and accounted for, so we don't send emergency teams into the building looking for you. There are several areas in the facility that are marked as restricted. Please do not enter these areas without the proper escort from the area supervisor. The QCS recommendation is that if you have no business being there, don't go. Come into work and report directly to the QCS area. If going out to the production floor is required, please go to your assigned location and nowhere else. Do not wander the floor talking with friends and coworkers. Auto leave has an internal move order that says, if something is in your way but it's not yours, do not move it. If you need something moved, please get with your supervisor who can contact the right person to get it moved for you. Auto leave does have an environmental policy that strives to reduce impacts on the environment. These efforts include paper, cardboard, and plastic recycling, and other more detailed practices. Should we ever do any work that impacts the environment, you will be trained to the policy and how it applies. Harassment of any kind is absolutely not tolerated. This includes sexual harassment, bullying, and participation in the rumor mill. If you feel like you are being harassed by an auto leave employee, please let your site supervisor know so it can be addressed with auto leave HR. If you are being harassed by a fellow QCS employee, please kindly let them know the gestures that are not welcome. If that does not solve your problem, report the unwelcome behavior to your site supervisor immediately. QCS has a zero-tolerance policy for drama and unkind treatment of coworkers. Treating a coworker poorly will be grounds for termination. It is also important that you are aware that at no time during your employment with QCS will you be hired on as an auto leave employee. QCS is a separate company contracted to work in the auto leave facility. QCS is, however, a full-time permanent position, but you will always receive your check through Workforce Staffing Service. If you have questions about your check, hours, need to call in sick or late, or any other work-related concern, your first contact should be your shift supervisor. If they cannot help you, they will tell you who to contact. We are excited to have you as part of our team. We hope the skills you learn while working with us will benefit you in your future careers. Remember, your work will save lives. It means more than just clocking in and collecting a paycheck. You, your significant other, your children, your grandparents, your family in general, everyone you know will sit in front of an airbag at some point in their lives. How important is it to you that their airbag functions properly during an accident? If you have any questions about the information in this video, make sure to ask your workforce staffing representative before you leave the office today. We'll see you soon!